What's up everyone, it's me Gino Good Looking, and you're probably wondering why you can't see me right now. You see, due to the subject matter being about buckedeling, I really didn't want to put my face out there and risk getting buckedeled. You see, I'm not wearing red right now, so I don't really have a defense against the dark arts. I'm just trying to protect myself. So like lately, a lot of people been hitting me up and asking me, yo, when's the next video coming out? Where the fuck you been? Do you even keep me anymore? And I really couldn't come up with a good enough lie to tell them to avoid the fact that I didn't want to make a video. So here I am, all about that buckedeling. Buckedeling has been an epidemic plaguing the Gypsies ever since the first Gypsy settlers got Section 8. For those of you who don't know what buckedeling is, congratulations. I know you weren't buckedeled, because all Gypsies know when we're being buckedeled. I myself have been buckedeled no less than 4 times. Buckedeling is just one of the many magical powers that we as Gypsies make up and convince ourselves that we have, like the ability to write a throwing letter. So what is buckedeling? Buckedeling is the act of purposely putting a curse on somebody. Because A, you're hamishna on them, or B, you're hamishna on them, but you don't want nobody to know, so you start trouble with them and accuse them of being hamishna on you. Yoinching is like the third cousin of buckedeling, but they don't keep, so every now and then they jowl at each other on funerals. Yoinching is the act of accidentally putting a curse on somebody, whether through praising them or by talking about an achievement that they may achieve or a gift that they may get, like a settlement check from a case they did 6 months ago, which they timed perfectly to settle right before Christmas. What causes buckedeling? If I had to give a recipe on what causes buckedeling, I guess I would start with 2 ounces of jealousy. Now we'll use CC to represent jealousy. This is the bread and butter of buckedeling. Oh wait, I forgot who my target audience was for a second. This is the breaded chicken and halushki of buckedeling. Okay, it goes with everything and everyone. Next, we're gonna add 1 ounce of zevilness in its purest form. This is Coca-Cola, not Pepsi, not the generic version from Aldi. This is the real MVP. Next, we're gonna add 1 ounce of burned butter because it makes halushki better. So theoretically, in theory, it can only make you a better buckedeler. Now we add a dash of feeling choro for yourself. And finally, the last thing you'll need is an understanding of the dark arts. Now that we know what causes buckedeling, let's focus on what some of the effects are of being buckedeled. 1. Every time that I've been buckedeled, my credit score has coincidentally dropped significantly. Notice that I put air quotes around the word coincidentally. That's because I coincidentally, in fact, don't believe this to be a coincidence. 2. Mula in the ked. Yes, you will notice increased levels of paranormal activity. This goes beyond hearing the dishes in your kitchen moving, or the pots banging when there's nobody in the kitchen, or your occasional knocking on the walls when you start to bring up dead relatives. I'm talking about that real. Increased paranormal activity, like hearing somebody playing with your computer keyboard, and then when you go over there to investigate it, the person suddenly turns invisible. Increased paranormal activity, like seeing blurry black shadows in the corner of your eyes, the size of mice, darting across your furniture and floors. And 3, everything that can go wrong, does go wrong. To a degree. The degree of which everything goes wrong is entirely dependent on the level your buckedeler is currently at. That's right, there are levels to this shit. What did you think, you just wake up one day with the power to force choke people like Darth Vader? No, baby steps, baby steps, baby steps. Just like Bill Murray in What About Bob? The 3 levels of buckedelers. Number 1, Disney villain. This is the entry level when it comes to buckedeling. This covers everyone from the evil queen in Snow White to Ursula the Sea Witch in The Little Mermaid and she who should not be named in Sleeping Beauty. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's bad. But this kind of buckedeling can be beaten by having someone else burn a white candle for your protection, or wearing red, or having a knife and comb. The knife doesn't even have to be that sharp. It can be dull and still work. Moving on to level 2, the witches from Hocus Pocus. This is that next level shit. This is live action, which makes it based on a true story. These witches are using black magic on kids to kill them so that they can stay young forever. They also turned this one kid into a cat, and they raised the dead, which is how the zombie apocalypse starts, using black magic for personal gain. And finally, level 3, Voldemort. When it comes to buckedeling, this is the apex predator. He went to a school for 7 years that taught fucking magic. Every fucking class. They even had a class called Defense Against the Dark Arts, which translates to how to protect yourself against being bucketled, which means he's unbuckettable. How to protect yourself from being bucketled, coming as soon as I fucking learn how. So I guess I should leave you with something hip, something useful. Buckedeling is bad. So now we reach the point in the video where I'm supposed to give you my closing statements. So my closing statement would be, please don't buckettle me. Like seriously, I got enough problems without you calling in favors to the bang.